Version 5.8 bundles are finally revealed. In the first half, we've got the first Not Cry character, Ineffa, alongside Citlali. And in the second half, we've got the return of Mualani alongside Chasca. In this quick guide, we'll break down what each character does, their best build, teams, as well as their early constellations compared to their signatures, and at the end, we'll go over who you should prioritize pulling for your account, so don't miss out. Hello, welcome to Genshin Filter, your quick guide for everything Genshin. So let's get started! The 5.8 bundles are almost here, and if you're low on wishes, I know topping up in-game can get really expensive. Here is how you can save money with today's sponsor, Loot Bar. Loot Bar is a safe, secure and reliable way to top up Genesis crystals, with up to 25% off compared to in-game prices. Plus, new users get a 10% off coupon. Loot Bar has worked with many well-known creators and has great reviews, so it's very safe and trustworthy. The process is super simple. Choose the deal you want, enter your UID and server, and you are done. It's 100% safe and delivered just under 30 minutes. And yes, PlayStation and Xbox players can use it too. Loot Bar also supports other games like Honkai Star Rail and Withering Waves, so hit the link in the description or pin comment to try it yourself and start saving. And thank you Loot Bar for sponsoring this video. First up, we've got the new and first Not Cry character, Ineffa, an Electro-Pull-Up user sub-DPS who is also a shielder and brings a new reaction to the game called Electro-Charged, which is a variation of the Electro-Charged reaction, but it can crit, which gives it an amazing potential for high damage. Her skill creates a strong electro shield and summons a robot that follows the active character and deal off-field electro damage. Her burst sends the robot flying to deal AoE electro damage, and resets the duration if the robot already been summoned by her skill. Very similar to how Fischl and Emily kits work. She also boosts elemental mastery for the active character and herself, as well as powers up the new Electro-Charged reaction based on her attack. This reaction triggers automatically whenever she or a teammate causes Electro-Charge, just by having Ineffa on the team. Unlike typical reactions that mostly scale with elemental mastery, Electro-Charge also factors crit stats for multiple characters and can also crit, giving it serious potential for high damage. But we'll need to test it out to see how strong it really is, so ring that bell if you want to get notified when a full guide is out. As for her build, the signature weapon Fractured Halo is her best in slot, but you can also go for any offensive crit or attack pull-arm you have. For free-to-play, Missive Wind Spear is a great option. Otherwise, you have this great 4-stars attack or ER pull-arm options. For artifacts, a good option is the 4-piece Thundering Fury for a great personal damage, or Tenacity of the Militis for a stronger shield and team buff. But there's also a chance you will get a new artifact set a patch later in Not Cry, so I wouldn't farm too hard for her artifacts yet. For main and sub DPS, just give her attack and crit focus stats. Her best team will be an Electro-Charged comp with New Villette, Forina and Xilonen, but any Electro, Hydro or Animo that works great in Electro-Charged teams will work great with her. As for her constellations, her C1 increases the team's Electro-Charged damage based on Ineffa's attack, and her C2 summons her shield also when using her burst and marks enemies to do extra hits. If you are willing to go all the way to C2, it's an amazing damage increase, but if not, both her C1 and signature weapon are solid, so pick based on the 4 stars or if you need the other weapons on the banner. Next up, we've got Citlali, a Cryo Catalyst user and shielder who's one of the best support for Melt and Freeze teams, giving great cryo application as well as Hydro and Pyro Red Thread. Her skill creates a shield, and when she has enough Night Soul points, a Cryo Storm will attack enemies in a wide AoE that provide great cryo application. After her teammates trigger the Frozen or Melt reactions, it reduces Pyro and Hydro Reds on opponents by 20%. Her burst does a strong AoE cryo hit and restores Night Soul points, which help activate her skill Cryo Storm. After that, it marks enemies to deal more hits. It also restores more Night Soul points when they explode. As for her build, her signature weapon Starcaller's Watch is her best in slot, but any elemental mastery catalyst you have will be great for her. For free-to-play, Sacrificial Fragments, Wandering Evenstar and Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers are great options. For artifacts, go with the 4-piece Call of the Hero of Sender City, which gives a great damage buff to the team, with full EM focus stats. Her best team will be a Melt comp with Mavuika, Bennett and Xilonen, which is the best team in the game as of right now. She's also a great option for freeze teams now, thanks to the release of Escoffier. As for her constellations, her C1 gives strong enhanced attack to the active character, and her C2 gives an EM buff to the active character and improves the Pyro and Hydro Red Thread. She works great at C0 and has great weapon alternatives, but if you want to invest in her C1 and 2 are amazing upgrades. Next up, we've got Mualani, a Hydro Catalyst user main DPS who can deal some of the highest damage in the game if you play her efficiently. These days, she can even double as a competitive last slot support for freeze teams. Her skill lets her surf on her shark board, turning her normal attacks into Hydro bites that scale on HP and build stacks by going through enemies, which then trigger stronger AoE bites that deals massive Vaporize damage and can fire extra homing missiles. Her burst fires a giant shark missile that deals AoE hydro damage, and her passive boosts her skill uptime and burst damage when played with characters that use Nightsoul in their kit. As for her build, her signature Surf Up is her best in slot, but she also works great with other catalysts that give crit, HP or elemental mastery. For free to play, Ring of Yaxchi and Archgraven Drinking Horn are a great option and compete with most 5 stars. For her artifacts, the 4-piece Obsidian Codex is her best set, with HP scaling Hydro main DPS stats. Her best team will be with Mavuika, Xilonen and Candace, as she is amazing in vape teams thanks to a slow Hydro application. She can also work great now in freeze teams, both as a main DPS or support, thanks to the release of a Scopier. As for her constellations, her C1 increases her first shark bite damage and improves exploration, and her C2 gives 2 stacks when entering a skill state and restores more Nightsoul points. C1 and 2 really improves the quality of life in both battle and exploration, which her kit really appreciates, but if you are not planning to go all the way to C2, then a signature weapon is a great upgrade in damage, though C1 can also be great if you value exploration a bit more than a slight damage difference. Lastly, we've got Chasca, an Animo bow user main DPS who can fly and deal powerful charge attacks that are mixed with the elements of her teammates, encouraging you to use her in rainbow teams. Her skill lets her fly around while firing charge Animo attacks that convert into other elements based on your team. These charge shots can hit multiple enemies and deal big damage, especially in rainbow teams, while her passive boosts her shell damage and trigger extra hits when allies use their Nightsoul burst. Her burst fires a giant Animo shell that split into elemental missiles based on your team's elements and deals good damage. As for her build, her signature Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage is her best in slot, but you can also go for any other offensive crit bow you have. For free to play, Flower Reef Feathers and Chainbreaker are great options. For artifacts, the 4-piece Obsidian Codex is her best set, with attack and crit focus stats. Her best team will be Melt with Mavuika, Citlali and Bennett, but she is designed to work best in rainbow teams, especially with Nathan characters who uses the Nightsoul mechanic. As for constellations, her C1 gives her more team flexibility, enhanced bullet and better exploration, while her C2 gives her more damage and improves her AoE. C1 and 2 really improves her quality of life in both battle and exploration, but if you are not planning to go all the way to C2, then a signature weapon is a great upgrade in damage, though C1 can also be great if you value exploration a bit more than a slight damage difference. As always, choosing who to pull comes down to 2 things, who you like and who you already have, as even top units can underperform if you are missing key teammates. So take a look at your roster before spending those Primogems. So, who should you pull? First up is Citlali, and she is easily the safest pick here. She is one of the best cryo supports in the game, with consistent off-field cryo application, a good shield and a great pyro and hydro res shred that makes her the ideal melt enabler, but also great in freeze comps. She is a key support for Mavuika's best team, and also amazing with Skirk and Jubilet, who are the top strongest DPSs in the entire game. So if your account revolves around melt and freeze teams, she is probably one of the best options for you. Next is Mualani, who brings some of the highest Vaporize damage we've seen from a Hydro main DPS. She works best with pyro supports like Mavuika and Xiangling, and can even flex into freeze as a last slot. Her only downside is that her max damage is not easy to achieve, demanding a high skill level to reach her peak, and you might find yourself resetting a lot in the abyss. But once you do get that good run, the damage is insane and can be surprisingly fun. Then we have Chasca, who is a really unique and fun DPS. Her kit rewards rainbow teams, but you do need the right mix of characters to unlock her full potential. When you give her the right team like Mavuika, Citlali and Bennett, she can be very strong, but in that team, Mavuika can actually end up doing more damage than Chasca. That said, she is very easy to play, so if you like her airborne playstyle and have the right character, she can surpass Mualani in your priorities. But as of right now, she just doesn't reach the same amount of damage as Mualani, though she is more consistent thanks to her playstyle and still considered a strong character. And finally, Ineffa, who is a good unit but definitely the most questionable future-wise. Her being both a shielder and a strong electro sub-DPS does seem to make her a good support. And she introduces the new Electro-Charged reaction, which as of right now she's the only one who can enable it, making her very unique in the sea of electro sub-DPSs in the game. The problem is, Electro-Charged was never really a strong reaction, especially lately given most of the endgame content revolves around single target enemies, while Electro-Charge is more of an AoE reaction in nature, as well as Electro-Charge at the moment just doesn't appear to be that big of an upgrade to Electro-Charge. So Ineffa's value depends on whether the new Electro-Charge reaction gets better units in the future to elevate it. There is a talk of a Electro-Charge DPS coming soon. So in this case, we'll have to wait and see how things turned out in future patches for Ineffa in this new reaction. And so I'd recommend pulling for a more certain character like the other options on these banners, or to save up your Primogems for the new region. And that's a wrap! If this video helped you in any way, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more fielder guides. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!
Understood. Commencing task.